It was your great-grandmother who got you all involved in this. How did she fall into witchcraft?
I mean, I believe it was coming even before her, because when I was born, she was already 70 years. She died in 2019. She accepted Jesus and all of the stuff. She repented. But we believe that it was coming even before her, that there was like her family training and raise her, because she grew up doing that. She was like the witch in her village. She was the shaman, she was the psychic, she was the medium, she was the exorcism. Even like people, she used to heal people too. So she was like a big person in her village, which make us think that it was coming even before that. We say 4 or 5, who knows, maybe like it was even more than that.
This could have been going back centuries,
exactly.
For all you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this was just accepted. If someone today in a suburb of New York said, okay, I'm the village witch, people would look at that person. Well, I don't know, actually. These days, maybe not. 20, 30 years ago, people would look at that person and say, you're totally crazy. But this was just accepted as commonplace. And then your grandmother accepted it, and then your mother accepted it, and you accepted it too. But you drew a distinction between white witchcraft and black witchcraft. So she did, and the white witchcraft is supposed to be the more benign
there are
kind?
different types of witchcraft, and there's green, black, red. So the white witchcraft, just to explain super quick. So witchcraft in general is control and manipulation. It's something that you do to get something in return. So white witchcraft is the type of witchcraft that people use to connect with nature. They don't use that to harm. They think that they are doing things for God. Okay. They are doing that type of witchcraft to help people, super connected with nature, with the animals, to that type of worship. Then you have the green witchcraft, which is the type of witches that use a lot of nature, a lot of herbs, kind of like remedies, things like that. So if you are a witch, you can be moving in a lot of different things. And then the black one is actually the one that's used to harm people. Is the one that you use to control, to kill, to put curses, to destroy family, to destroy a marriage. And so there are different ones. So my great-grandmother, she used to move in a field. She used to move in green witchcraft, which is type of like the healing, the herbs, the saints to heal. She used to move in white witchcraft too, and in black.
I guess today we'd call someone a witch doctor if they mixed up little potions and things, but that's just that, right? Now that's been supplanted by modern medical science, which I'm not convinced has a better track record of bodily healing than all the crazy witch doctors of several centuries ago, but that's a discussion for another time. So that you might call, I don't know, like an alchemist or something like that, mixing different herbs and potions and things.
But the difference there is not just you mixing and doing natural things. I think the difference there is that you also call out to spiritual beings to come upon that thing that you are doing and release that. So I think the difference is that witchcraft, you use spirit guides, familiar guides. So whatever you are doing, you believe that something is guiding that, which spirit is guiding what you are doing.
So you mentioned a familiar guide, and this is when I think of witchcraft, I think of broomsticks, I think of crystal balls, and I think of black cats. Which
I had a black cat.
You had a black cat?
I did, but it wasn't because of witchcraft.
Purely coincidental.
It was, actually.
All nature is but art, unknown to thee. So typically, the way the black cats are portrayed in witchcraft stories is that they're the familiar
spirits.
So what is the familiar spirit?
So a familiar spirit is basically a demon that is assigned to a family for generations. So it can come for like 4 or 5 generations. So it's a spirit that at the time, especially like if you come from generations of witchcraft, right? It's a spirit that it comes to you because of your ancestors. So it's someone that helps you to do I'm saying this, but it's not like that. They are demons. Yeah. They help you with the rituals, with the potions. They kind of also act as guide and also as protectors. So that's the thing. And so when I did a ritual before my dad died, I was consecrated to this spirit guide. So he became my my spirit guide, but they can take the form of animals. That's why the black cats. But this is the thing with people that I find really interesting, is that the concept of witches and broom and sticks and black cats, like, it's not just that. You even have witches in government, which is like, ruling nations, and you don't even realize. So this concept of like, no, witches right now are hiding behind nice dresses. Behind, you are not going to see a witch with a long nose and saying, I am a witch. No, because right now they are ruling governments, ruling nations through what they are doing, releasing those spirits, those demons, through their position that they have. So it's also important to just make sure that people come out of the mindset of like, that's not just witchcraft. That you see now in society, what the enemy is trying to do in nations, even here in the USA, through witchcraft, and we think like this is normal. No.
But I thought Hillary lost the 2016 election. So at least we got a little respite for. But you're saying that putting Ms. Rodham Clinton aside for a second, that these practices are being done by prominent people. And in fact, speaking of Hillary Clinton, we know that because Hillary's top campaign team invited a woman over to have a spirit cooking dinner, which was just a witchcraft performance. And the best excuse they had was that this was a kind of performance art and don't look too into it. But it was explicitly a witchcraft kind of ritual. Do you have evidence, though, that there are people in governments around the world that are actually doing this stuff? Or is it just your intuition?
No, I know that. And even in my country now, like I live in Colombia now. Last year before the elections, when I was praying for the new president and all of that, like I found out that the president, in fact, the one that's president now, before the elections, he went to a tribe in Colombia and he got a ritual done. And the vice president right now in Colombia, she is a witch.
And, did you find this out as a matter of sort of private revelation, or you mean like people were talking about it?
I was thinking it, and then it was all over the news. You saw the rituals that they were doing. So this is my point. It's not hiding.
No.
It's everywhere, and it's not hide. They are just doing it. So like the enemy is not hiding anymore. The enemy is out there. You see in movies, TVs, music. Recently we saw this concert, Travis Scott.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a huge ritual.
But that ritual, I mean, the stage looked like something out of Hieronymus Bosch.
That was a portal.
Because it looked like a devil's mouth or something, and people were... So that wasn't just a coincidence, because they tried to poo-poo all the criticism, and they said, no, it was just, provocative imagery, but
no,
you're saying...
people that, people like me, that we come from that, we knew that was a whole ritual right there. Because I believe he got the power through Satanism and through this type of things. So for him to go to the next level, you have to do something. You have to do some sort of sacrifice. That was a huge thing right there that he did. The platform was a portal. The things the sounds that they were playing when that was happening, they are really low sounds that open in the spiritual realm portals of death and portals for these demons to enter. So what was happening there, it was a sacrifice, a human sacrifice.
Because people died at this concert.
Oh, lots of people. People that don't know anything about the spiritual realm, they don't believe in God, in nothing, they said, we felt that something was putting our soul out of us. They felt that there was a weird atmosphere. So it's really interesting that even people that are not spiritual, they were saying it felt like something was pulling us out. We felt suffocated. We couldn't breathe. And I'm like, because you were part of a ritual. In fact, the people that didn't die probably now were cursed and have open portals in their life because they were part of something.